Total Home Improvement Company presents the Spring Blowout Special of the season. Remodel your kitchen, bathroom, basement, plus flooring specials for every room. Call 313-728-2025 for your free in-home estimate today. Mention this commercial and get 10% off your project. Call 313-728-2025. Remodel your home today. Total Home Improvement, the company you call for your home improvement needs.
You're watching United Gospel Explosion. United Gospel Explosion TV.
See, I'm a gangster with God and I'm spreading the word. Truth be told, that's right, truth be heard. No matter what your gift is, it's made to see. So give it up for victory. United Gospel Explosion TV. United Gospel Explosion TV. United Gospel Explosion TV. United Gospel Explosion.
Testing. Hey, welcome out to our show, United Gospel Explosion TV. Ed's here, 1, 2, 3. Welcome to United Gospel Explosion TV. We got a big show for you today, and I got to say I'm honored. I work in this profession, but some of this never seems like work, and this is the kind of day it is. And before I go into my special guest I have today, I just want to thank my people down in New York. I'll be coming to see you real soon. Justin Gordon, one of our people we started on our film projects. Justin Gordon is playing Macbeth in New York, and I'm trying to get down there to see him this weekend. Oh, my God, and so many others. I don't want to go naming names. I'm going to miss out someone. But we thank you, New York. Our people down in Florida with Brandon Reed, one of the best film people out there. Man, down in California, the Browns, you know, those my people down there. Dominique, I talked to her last night, and Isaac's having a huge destination party in Mexico. During the time we're doing Metro Youth Day, but we're trying to see if we can simulcast them in. But his heart is with us anyway. So many others, and to our people in Atlanta and all over the country, we just say welcome to UGE TV. We love you guys, and you already know. I just wanted to show that intro, and I've been showing that for a couple of weeks now because that's a big deal to me. Those were my guests on the show there. Ed Deeb from Michigan Food and Beverage and Barbara Jean Johnson. Y'all know Dr. Barbara Jean Johnson from TCBC, of course, but also she's worked with governors, and they have the Sadie Palmer Group. So many powerful things they're doing, but the most important thing they're doing for us right now, that one of my favorite things of the summer, is Metro Youth Day, and it's bigger than life. And if you guys didn't know, we have a fabulous lineup of young people coming to Belle Isle. We're going to take over Belle Isle. We shut Belle Isle down July the 12th. So if you have a young person, they look for things to do, ways to express their talent or get involved socially, Metro Youth Day is it. I think it's one of the biggest youth concerts in the country. We get over 30,000 young people on Belle Isle that day. So that's July the 12th. We've had youth idol auditions, we call them, where they come in and they're critiqued by people like myself that's been in the industry a while, and singers and performers. My partner in crime, all the way out from California, Eric Wheelwright. He's made commercials, which you've seen. I think they were on Channel 4 one of the major channels last week. But it's coming. So I'm excited about that, and that's one of the main focuses. So I'll give a little time to talk about it today. But when I talk about the young talent, I must also talk about the seasoned talent. And that brings me to my guest today that I have an audience with me, the fabulous, the illustrious Miss Diane Mathis. And when they pan out and you see her, you see what I mean. Hey, Diane.
Hi, how are you?
Is that good? I want to make sure they can hear you out there.
Hi, everybody.
You know, Diane isn't new to our show or the things that we do. But I just want to let you know she keeps coming back. She's always welcome as a co-host with me because look at her. What can I do? What can I do, y'all? But Diane, and as we used to say in those days, you the bomb.
Whoa, thank you. Thank you.
And-
Well,
and-
that's what they used to say when I was younger. You the bomb. So that means something.
That
when you
means
say
something. When
that.
they say you the bomb, they wasn't talking about you just all right. When she come in the studio here, I have to fight people off of her. Henry Tyler hugs her longer than I do. I'm like, wait a minute, Henry, wait a minute. In a good way. In a good way. In a good way. You hear him in the background. You got
Yes.
that right.
Well, Henry and I have history. He is one of the most wonderful people who supported me in everything that I've done.
And talented, too. And
Yes,
talented.
he is. I love him.
Yeah, if you don't know Henry Tyler, and you know, I didn't have the pleasure of meeting his brother, which who was world famous.
I did too.
He was world
Yes.
famous with his puppeteering and things. But you know, Henry Tyler is just all of our brain around here. Just putting that
know.
out there.
I understand.
And him and R.J. Watkins, you know. Well, it's just part of history that we're making here.
Absolutely, absolutely.
But Diane, it's always a treat to see you, and you always come so Diane Mathis. You know, look at her. I mean, when I seen her outside, you may not be able to pick it up on the camera, but the little sparkles in her hat, just like diamonds matching all
Thank
the
you.
other diamonds. And I'm
Thank
like, wow,
you.
who is that
Thank
diamond lady? So it's a blessing.
Thank you. I appreciate that because one thing that I pride myself on is that I try to be different than anybody else. I have my own style.
Oh, absolutely,
And when I
absolutely.
get an idea in my head to do something, I don't stop until I get it done.
Right.
You know, and I like to decorate things. I like to make hats. And you'll never see me without something on my head because I just like that look. You know? And it's-
right.
And if I got on something with rhinestones or sparkles on it, I'm just kind of coordinated with the rest of my outfit. That's just how I've been dressing my whole entire life.
Well, that's a whole professional era.
Yes, it is.
You know, what's the young lady's name? Well, the lady in Motown that used to show them grooming there. She used to hang out with
Maxine
Martha
Powell.
Reeves. Maxine Powell.
Yes.
And they've been on the show before, her and Martha Reeves that came on
Oh, I'm
together.
sure.
And I had the
Awesome.
pleasure of meeting her, and it kind of reminded me of that when you were saying that.
Well, you
It
know,
was just the air being polished. You know
well,
what I'm saying?
that's something that I learned from my stepmother because my stepmother was very much like Maxine Powell because she actually had a modeling agency when I was growing up. And she had 10 models and she designed clothes. And that's how I got into designing because she would always give me the scraps that she had left from her costume. She was also a dance teacher. And she would make the costumes for her shows. And her and Miss Grace People was her person that she worked with. And she would give me the scraps and she would let me use, not her sewing machine. She said, I'm going to teach you to sew how by hand. So that's what I did. And I made doll clothes. So then doll clothes morphed into adult clothes.
Right.
Because I didn't want to dress like everybody else. I wanted to do something totally different. And so I got
Accomplished
that from
seamstress.
her.
Yeah.
I got that from her because and when I turned 13, she actually allowed me to use the sewing machine. And then I really got artistic. you know,
Wow,
so-
wow. And you know, I just have to put a quick disclaimer in. I didn't say hi to my people around the country in California. Wow. Eric Wheelwright out there doing this thing now. The Browns, of course, with Disney out in Cali. Florida, we have Brandon Reed out there, one of the best film artists in the country. I mean, he's doing a lot of work when he has the time to do it.
I understand.
Chi-Town, we got Greg out in Chi-Town. One of the counts from the Virgin Islands and constantly moving. These are people that make it happen. IQ in the Virgin Islands getting ready for the big fashionista, which you would be bomb there.
Oh, I would love to do that. Absolutely.
And you know, it's all to the glory of God. There's no braggadocio. It's just when you share love with people,
Absolutely.
it's infectious and it spreads
And
out.
that's very true. And I learned exactly what you're saying from my stepmother because she was a very positive influence in my life. I can remember, and I tell this story all the time because I really want young girls to understand that there's beauty inside of them. I don't care what complexion
on
you
now.
are, what size
Come on
you
now.
are. It's something that she really put into me. She stood me in the mirror one day and she said, "Tell me, what do you see?" And based upon what my sibling had said to me, she said I was a little black thing. And so, because my siblings were much lighter than me, and you know, back in the day, there was a disparity between colors of family members. If you weren't the
Our own
lighter,
stupidity,
oh
yes.
yeah, out of stupidity.
Yes. Ignorance, I should say.
So my stepmother stood me in the mirror and she said, "Twinkle, tell me what you see," because that's what she called me. Because she said when I got excited, my eyes would light up.
Yes.
And she said, "Tell me what you see." And I said, "A little black thing." And she turned me around and she hugged me so tight it kind of scared me. And she said, "Don't you ever let me hear you say that. I want you to look in the mirror and say, I see a beautiful, smart, talented, kind individual in the mirror." And she said, "Now this is what you see every single day. This is what you must speak to yourself every single day."
Wow,
and she
that's
started
powerful.
making me read the daily word. And so every day before I left to go to school, that was a requirement. Eat my breakfast, read the daily word, and go to school.
Well, that's so powerful, and it's so uncanny you say that, because I am actually been called to minister this Sunday at Mount Calvary, 1720 East State Fair. Y'all can come out if you want to support me.
Okay.
I want you to come out. I'm asking you to come out, but my subject for that day is the words you speak over yourself,
Absolutely.
and always speak power over yourself.
Absolutely.
You know, it's enough people that can speak negativity over yourself, and I urge you to ease away from them.
That's right. That's what she said. There's life and death in the tongue.
In the tongue.
And when you see yourself in a negative light, this is what you project to the world, and this is how you draw. I believe in the law of attraction, because what you put out is what you get back. And I try every single day to be positive, motivating, and uplifting. And these are things that she put into me, and so I have adapted that throughout my whole life. In fact, what you're saying, I created a calendar. It's called Women of Divine Appointment. And it's a calendar for every day of the week and every month of the year. I created it in 2017, and my last edition was 2022. And I anticipate doing it again for 2024.
Absolutely.
Because it has affirmations for every single day, every week, and every month. And every picture for between January and to December, I have something that God gave me to speak on each month. To empower yourself. And I have 6 women from the Bible and 6 women from the 21st century that I do believe that God has ordained us from the womb. I do. Something that he brought you here to do. And
That's
so
how it
I
is.
speak that to all the young girls that I speak to. And and when I was at Detroit Academy of Arts and Sciences, I started a charm school program called I Am Charm. And that was to empower the young ladies, because I noticed that bullying was happening,
Yeah.
and some of the little girls were afraid to be themselves and just be different from not following the crowd. So I started asking them to journal. I bought everybody a notebook, and when I first started, I had probably around maybe 20 girls, and I had them write me a letter telling me why they wanted to be a part of my program, because I didn't want anybody coming in thinking that they were going to bring disruption.
Right.
Or people
Negativity.
I didn't want that. So their letter had to tell me what their purpose being in this program was going to be.
Right.
So when I did this, I saw different attitudes change in young girls, because a lot of them didn't have someone they could talk to, or
Right.
they were afraid to say what they were feeling. So by them journaling, which is what
Well, you
I
gave them an
learned to do.
outlet for an
I
outlet for the pent up as well
Yes,
as the talent.
absolutely.
And let me tell you
Absolutely.
something. While we're speaking on that, because I'm not going to dwell on that, because I got to get into some of these powerful things
Go
you're doing.
ahead, go
I might even do that second half of the show. But one of the most powerful things is we're speaking on words being used. And do you guys remember the biblical story about the woman with the issue of blood?
Absolutely.
You know, one thing that hit me as I began to study that as a minister and got older is that this young lady had been everywhere. She had every right to quit. They say she had spent all her money.
Absolutely.
She had went to Dr. Sue and Dr. Boo and Dr. Woo. It could nobody help her.
Nobody.
But she had this issue of blood.
12 years.
12 years.
Yes.
But you know, she told herself, if I could, she had heard about Jesus,
Yes.
this positive
Yes.
force in the world, light in
Yes,
the world.
absolutely.
And she told herself, if I could just
Touch
touch the hem of his
of his
garment,
garment. Amen. I will
I
be
know I can be
whole.
made whole.
That's
And,
right.
and you know what? It wasn't easy.
No, it wasn't.
Because people don't know, but Jesus was a superstar.
Absolutely.
Wherever he went, he drew a crowd.
Yes,
His
he
crowd was
did.
so big he had to jump in the boat and go to the other side of the water. It's in your Bible, but anyway.
That's right.
But anyway, she kept saying this to herself: if I can just touch his garment. Now listen, that wasn't in the Torah. That wasn't in any Jewish teaching of that time.
No.
That wasn't, the Bible wasn't written yet.
No.
That came from within her. The belief in the faith. She kept speaking positive over her condition. Even though it had been there 12 years. I don't know how many people been sick 12 years.
Well, it may not even be just a sickness. You could be in 12 years of agony based upon the life that you've been living. But if you have the desire to change your life, it starts within you. It's not from you. It's not from over here or your
That's it.
friends
Come
or
on now.
your uncle or your cousin. It's in you. And that is exactly what my mother told me. She said, you must see the beauty in yourself in order to project that.
And then once you see it in yourself, walls are torn down.
Absolutely.
You are no more this little black thing, even though now that could be construed as a thing of beauty. But back then,
but
they wasn't
for
calling
me
black
then it
beautiful.
wasn't. It wasn't
Right.
because my sibling was much lighter than I was, and I was antagonizing to her. I mean, I'm just telling the truth. In fact, James, I'm actually writing my autobiography, and I'm talking
See,
about.
she about to let the cat out the bag.
Well,
This damn
it's not a
she don't
cat
let me
out
give
the
a little
bag.
bit at a time. I was gonna do the second half of stuff we was about to do, but anyway, we on the same page. All I'm saying is, it was just amazing to me that when we think about that whole story of the woman with this sickness,
Yes.
issue of blood,
Yes.
she kept telling herself, if I can just get to Jesus and touch his hem of his garment, I'll be made whole. And she had to fight through crowds to do that and
Yes, and
everything.
people were trying to
but when
stop
she
her.
touched him, He
did.
knew it.
He did. He said because something came out of him to heal her, but it was her faith that ignited.
okay,
Jesus'
see,
answer.
she done beat me again. So when Jesus spoke to the lady, when she turned around and saw this little lady had touched him and brought it out of him, he looked around at her, man. She looked like, who touched him? He knew who touched him.
He did.
But when he looked at her, she said, my story was, I've been sick this time, 12 years. It's no one could heal me, but I felt if I could just touch your garment. You know, he said, your faith
Is what
has made you whole.
That's it.
And so, speak that life into your existence.
Absolutely.
And over your finances, over your family, over your health, over everything.
Everything.
And that might be one of the reasons she keep coming back here, because every time I turn around, she done got another award for something. Now, last year, she was voted Female Vocalist of the Year,
Yes.
right?
Absolutely, I was.
Tell them
And
about that, because we were there with you.
I was blown away with that because I was in company with so many fantastic.
Oh my God!
vocalists
Oh my
in the
God!
city.
All
And I
the
always-
pros from Detroit were
that
there.
for
You
real.
better believe
And I
it.
always say that Detroit has always been a mecca for fabulousness because Motown was the catalyst, but there wasn't just Motown. There were other companies because I was involved with one of the companies, Golden World Records.
Yeah.
And at 14 years old, I became a member of the Debonaires. They chose me to be their lead singer.
Oh, wow.
And that was such an honor for me because I was only 14 when I met them. They were like 15 and 16. They had already graduated from high school. And so when I came in, and I'd like to tell this story because I was singing grown people's songs. I really was because I liked Sarah Vaughan and I liked Morgana King.
Right,
and
right.
I liked people that Carmen McRae, that sang those torch songs,
Yes,
and
yes,
Nancy
yes.
Wilson. My sister, my oldest sister who took care of me after my mom had passed away, she had a stereo and she had all these records. And so when she would come home from work, cooking in the kitchen, she'd say, what do you want to hear today? So she would play whatever I said. Okay, I want to hear that. And I would lie on the floor and listen to these vocals. And the vocals just took me to a whole nother place.
Right, it's a different world.
I was, and I was like 7 years old. And I said, God, I want to sing those kind of songs, even though I didn't know what they were singing about. I didn't understand that. But it was the melody and the way they delivered their songs.
Right,
And I said,
right.
ooh, this is what I want to do. So when I really started singing, I started singing stuff like The Masquerade is Over, Drown in My Own Tears.
Yes.
Because those were songs that I listened to. Stevie Wonder did a dedication to Ray Charles, and he did all of Ray Charles' old songs.
Oh, my goodness.
And I listened to those songs, and I love Stevie Wonder. And so I actually dated him. So,
Really?
yes, I did. When I was 15, I really did. And
Oh,
so
my
that,
goodness.
when
Yeah,
I
that's
heard
that's
that
we have a story
album-
just on that. We're going to have a show just on that.
It's true. It's all true.
Yeah.
When I listened to that album, then when I learned those songs, then as I said, my stepmother started taking me around when she found out that I could sing. She started putting me in shows with her, doing the fashion shows,
Yes,
and
yes.
so I was doing grown-up songs. That's it. Because there wasn't no kiddie songs for me to sing. Well, I did sing. What was that song? On the Sunny Side of the Street, because I tap danced to that.
Okay.
You know, and Smile. I tap danced to that too. But the real thing was the music that had a storyline to it.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And, you know, that's why you guys see me out doing music and things now. And I'm sure she's going to be a part of it. But we were just talking with Diane in the boardroom before we came in about bringing back Detroit Talent Review TV. And, you know, we started that with RJ here, as I recall. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I mean, we did shows out there, but this was the first station that let me bring him on. And him and Henry used to beat me in the head, you know, because, you know, I had the rappers and everybody on there, you know. Got a little, but, I mean, I'm not knocking that at all because we helped start that business here, too.
Entertainment is entertainment.
Yeah,
don't care
I mean,
whether
but, you
you're
know, they had
rapping or
FCC
whatever.
regulations
I
and things like that.
understand
And I had
yeah.
to get used to that, you know.
Yes.
I wasn't born in the pulpit, y'all. So,
Right.
so we were there doing our thing. I guess it kind of shocked them, but they beat me into shape, and we were able to do Detroit Talent Review for some years here, and we picked up the Michigan Chronicle through Janaea Black out there. You know her from Blacksmith Enterprises.
Yes, I do.
The movie maker Janaea,
Yes,
and
so
they're
talented.
movers and shakers. Everyone is grown up
they
now.
Are. Yes,
Uh,
they are.
But, you know, I just mentioned that just to say some great things are coming for you. If you're interested in the business, you guys keep staying tuned. But if you see me doing R&B over with Motown or the gospel or the movies, you know, it's all to God's glory, though, because I'm a man of God. But,
Absolutely.
you know, he gave us this gift, and I got to use it.
And I agree with you 100%. Like my stepmother used to tell me all the time, she said, you were born to perform. You were absolutely born to perform, and you need to do that, because if you don't, you won't be fulfilling your destiny.
Wow.
And so, and you know, I was going to school. When I graduated from high school, I won a scholarship to Michigan State and to Wayne State University. But I went to school, but I had been going to summer school all my high school years. And I said, I want to take a break. I don't want to go to summer school, college, but I did. And I had a heavy course. I had 36 hours.
Wow.
And I was going every single day. I had night classes, I had day classes, and I said, I don't want to do this. I want to sing. That's
Right.
what I want to do.
Right,
Because
right.
that's what I had been doing even in high school. And so when opportunities presented themselves to me, I was like, that's what I'm going to do. I want to sing, I want to dance, I want to act. And that's
You went
it.
into what your heart
I
called
did.
you to.
And I have no regrets.
Oh, no.
I have no regrets. I have been so blessed, James. I have been so many places in my life. I have traveled around the world.
Oh,
I
yes.
I don't know many people that can say that they have traveled around the world, but I have.
Thank
I've
you,
met
Lord.
some of the most amazing entertainers.
Yes.
I've had opportunities that some people would only dream of having. I dreamed them, and they came to fruition.
Look, when you said Stevie Wonder, you were dating Stevie Wonder. That was it. You blew my hair back. I was like, okay, that's it.
It's
that's
true.
It.
It's
but,
really
but,
true.
But just so they all know before we go to break, so that was last year when you won the female vocalist. And that was just a fabulous event.
Yes,
but
it
she
was.
won something else this year.
Well, I
and
won
I want you.
something else
Don't
last
tell them
year,
yet.
too.
Don't tell them yet. We're gonna say something.
Oh, no, I'm
because we
saying
got to come
for
back
last
after
year.
break.
Okay.
We got to come back after break. You're gonna tell it all. She'll tell it all. You
I'm excited. You
Listen,
know?
I'm in the studio. Diane Mathis is always exciting to have
Yes.
these superstars from our own backyard here with us, and we got some exciting news. We got some things we're gonna be doing together. You know. To God's glory, give us the strength. I'm back. I'm back. You know, and
Praise
you know,
God.
some other things are going on. You know, we had stopped our whole movie projects and all that because, you know, I got ill for a minute. And it seemed like I was Rumpelstiltskin. A year I was out.
I understand.
You know, but back, the fog is cleared, and hey, back in the ring. Hey, you guys, stay tuned. We're going to take a brief message, but you watch United Gospel Explosion TV. Be right back in a minute.
United Gospel Explosion, United Gospel Explosion TV.
Total Home Improvement Company presents the Spring Blowout Special of the season. Remodel your kitchen, bathroom, basement, plus flooring specials for every room. Call 313-728-2025 for your free in-home estimate today. Mention this commercial and get 10% off your project. Call 313-728-2025. Remodel your home today. Total Home Improvement, the company you call for your home improvement needs.
Ladies, ladies, ladies. Ladies that travel the country know there's a nail shop here and a nail shop there. And in fact, you can find a nail shop everywhere. This one is numero uno in the country. And that's all because of these two guys right here.
At least my mama don't cause no eclipse anytime she bring her big outside.
You ain't no mama, no bitch wife joke.
I need everybody to be on their best behavior, okay?
Hey, come on in, take your shoes off. Hold on, Buster.
Damn a chopstick.
I bought some collard greens. Chitterland. Chitlins is the pig's guts, you know.
I don't want to die following nobody's custom.
Man, take your shoes off!
But you didn't eat the shrimp sauce.
Oh,
Good.
you belong to me.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Put your shoes back on!
Is that them? These damn fools of our knives. They shooting!
Y'all shy. Y'all shy. That's what it is. Y'all little shy. Come on, baby. I know it ain't the first time you done had some balls in your mouth.
That's Miss Brown. She is a low tipper and a high complainer. I'm stuck in the dirt work.
Hi, Miss Brown. I'm so happy to see you today.
What's up with that? You know I can hear you talking about me. I need to order a pedicure.
Let Uncle Ray do Miss Stinky Feet.
Uncle Ray!
Your cousin's here. Count this out. Smack you in the face with a handful of money.
Oh my God.
It's just an allergy.
Allergy my ass, your feet stink.
But how in the heck I can keep the horse stand still for me to give it a manicure?
Maybe we should give him something to drink.
A shot of Hennessy.
You see this? There's a table. Okay? The deal is off the table.
Oh, he tripping.
Come on and talk to me, baby. Come on and talk to me, Zeddy. Come on and talk to me, yeah.
I know what you got. But what's up with your girl?
Welcome to
I'm here for
Oh, hell no.
There's no here?
Man, did I stutter? Ain't no thing going on down here. You looking for food?
I was looking for food.
Oh. Yes. Customers here.
You're watching United Gospel Explosion. United Gospel Explosion TV.
See, I'm a gangster of God and I'm spreading the word. Truth be told, that's right, truth be heard. No matter what your gift is, it's made to see. So give it up for victory. United Gospel Explosion TV. United Gospel Explosion.
As we were getting into it before the break, and you know, I just like to take the second to say all these things are to by God's glory. I'm still here with Diane Mathis, superstar. You guys don't know, and this is some of the gold that's behind the scenes of Detroit.
Absolutely.
You know, you go dig it deep enough in the ground, you find gold in these here grounds, and it's just a blessing to be able to help bring it out. You know, and I think about the different artists that's sat in the chair you're sitting in, and the different performers, from Martha Reeves to L.J. Reynolds to I mean to yourself to Emmeline King. They gave her honor over at Motown a couple of weeks ago. We were able to go by and film a little bit of that for, and so many just beautiful, like you said, so much talent in Detroit. You can keep digging with a shovel and never run out.
Never run out, because there's so many different eras of entertainment going on in the city of Detroit. I've met so many people,
and we brush up on each other.
Oh, absolutely. You cannot go anywhere and say, do you know so and so and so? Yeah, I know that person, because everybody that's in the city of Detroit has connected somewhere, somehow, performing.
And can I tell you guys something? When y'all saw the nail shop, and I had it hit my mind just like boom. When I started writing that movie, or the idea for the movie, I was talking to Diane Mathis. We were at her house doing business, and it hit me. And we were talking about some of the things she had done with her plays, and we'll get into some of that stuff, because it's going to take more than one show for this. You know, we got to have our own kind of regular to let y'all catch up with Diane Mathis. But we were talking about some of her plays and different things, and how we both wrote, and it just hit me, and a movie began to download in me. And I was sitting there, I found the ink pen. I think she gave me a paper bag or something I had. And I started writing on that bag. And eventually, that's what you see as the nail shop. You know, and that's how it goes. If you have a song, if something in you to put out there, don't wait. Grab your pen and start writing. And Diane, we were talking about that at your house, and as I recall, how you just start writing down your stuff and cataloging it. And
everything that I do, it's during the day. Honestly, sometimes things come to me in my dreams. I have to get up and put it on my tape recorder. And I have an old-fashioned tape recorder. From Radio Shack, and so sometimes something will come to me, and I have to do it, because if I don't do it right then, I will lose it. And so I have to do it. I've been in the shower and something coming to me, and I'm like, oh, I got to get out the shower. Go, write it down, put it on my little tape recorder, and then jump back in the shower.
That's how creativity works.
And that has happened to me even as a kid. I used to write poems.
But you guys remember that the starting of the movie. I think it was the nail shop I was writing then, or it was one of the movies, and it hit me. Could have been the movie for the kids, but when it hit me, I started writing it down, and you know, it comes to pass.
Yes, it does. It comes to fruition.
But now, Diane, so last year when you received the Vocalist of the Year award,
yes, I did.
Female Vocalist of the Year. It was another award as well.
Yes, it was. It was a Lifetime Achievement Award from Detroit Hot Radio. I really did not expect that. But the day that I won the Black Music Award, I can't even explain this any other way. It started raining. I mean, it poured down rain. And I said, nothing is going to stop me to go. I don't know if I'm going to win or not, but I'm going because I was nominated.
Yes.
So I'm in the basement and I'm looking for something to put on, and I was like, okay, I know it's a white party, so I got to find something white to put on.
Stunning white.
So
too.
I went down in the basement and found the outfit, and as I'm standing there looking to put my shoes and earrings and all that kind of stuff together, because when I put my outfits together, I have a form, and I put it on the form and just kind of see what I want to add to what I want to.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway,
Oh,
I'm
that's the secret.
speaking.
You better listen, y'all.
This is how I do for real. I have this body form. I've had it for probably 30 years.
Mm.
And so when I used to sew, then I would, pin it on there and see how it would look together. And so
She's talking about hot stuff.
it hit me. I said, today is August the 4th. Oh my God, this is my dad's 115th birthday. My dad is deceased, but that would have been his 115th birthday.
Oh, wow.
And so I said, oh, Daddy, I would love to be able to say I won and dedicate it to you. And when they called my name, it's as if I spoke it into existence.
It was surreal.
And when they called my name, I cried because I said, Daddy, this is for you. Because my father was really the one that kind of got me singing as a little girl, because my father played a ukulele. I don't know where in God's name he got a ukulele. Yes, he did. He played a ukulele, and he always sang this little crazy song to me called Miss Froggy Went A-Courting. My dad had the greatest voice. He had a beautiful tenor voice. My mother had a soprano voice. And the first song I ever learned how to sing harmony with my family was Sentimental Journey. So my dad was the one, because he would play that ukulele, and he'd always sing that little silly song, and I would just laugh and giggle. So that being the first time I've ever won an award for me singing, I said I have to dedicate that to my dad, because he was the one that started me really singing.
And if you guys can picture this, it was in a entertainment setting, so the lights were subdued. But on the stage, I'll give you a little writing type thing here. On the stage, a spotlight came up as they announced the winners of the different categories. And when Diane Mathis brought her little big self, small woman, big though, you know what I'm saying? She came out in all that white and the glittery diamonds and stuff she had on that night. Oh my God, Hollywood couldn't rival it.
Oh,
that's why I say Detroit Talent Review is going to be a big deal. I'm going to talk to my brothers RJ and Henry and give them an opportunity to get in. But I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this because we did it before, but God been putting it on my heart to showcase our talent ourselves. And y'all know I'm that Detroit Hollywood type thing.
Yes.
We've been doing that for a while. But no one has to control our destiny and say when we can or can't.
That's right.
And that's why I feel like Detroit is for the artists here. And you know what? Once we set it up, I was talking to Maestro and Chuck over at the TC.
Okay.
The Wednesday night jam sessions we do. These just friends of mine, you know. And just putting all you guys together is such a big deal.
Yeah.
It's such a big deal now. And they're all, I think the world is almost ready for Detroit now, because it's always been that way, but the more you travel, the more you see it.
Absolutely.
You mentioned Detroit and some of the background.
You are a superstar.
Oh my God. Because if you can do it here, they're talking about New York. If you can do it in Detroit, you can do it anywhere.
That's the truth.
Because these audiences aren't easy. They only clap if they like you here.
This is a hard city.
They don't play that. We just gonna do something,
You got to come with it here in Detroit.
But Diane, you won the second award, and so when she came out, when that light came out, she came on that sparkly thing, and Diane looked like a beautiful bird up there.
Oh, thank you.
And all that white. And so now I know where the story fits together as we come on the show, because I know where all that white came from she had on, and she had dedicated to her daddy.
Yes, I did.
And you understand it came from the white party they were already having. It's just a beautiful thing to see that come together.
Well, I always,
this is history here, you guys.
It really would my mother always told me, dress for success. She said, you don't have to spend thousands of dollars to make yourself look glamorous. She said, it's your attitude to how you present yourself. And, the dress that I had on, I had to have it fixed because it had an opening here, and I don't like exposing myself. So my seamstress put a piece in, and then she put sequins and rhinestones around the throat to go along with the rest of the outfit.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you a secret. Every year for St. Patrick's Day, the dollar store always had these top hats for St. Patrick's. And, of course, they were always green. And so I bought a bunch of them because I said, I want to decorate them and wear them because I always liked top hats because my dad had a top hat and I wanted his top hat, but it was always too big for my head. So I said, if ever, and I'm telling you, I bought about 6 of them, $1. I painted them different colors. And I painted that one, the white, to match.
You kidding me?
I did. I painted it and I just put rhinestones all over it. So it would go with my outfit.
You guys got to understand this, but and don't get it twisted. She can go to the dollar store, but she's a professional seamstress. Ever since she was making her little doll clothes, but I'm saying you could do it too.
Absolutely.
You can step up your game.
That's what I was telling the young girls that I had in my program because a lot of them came to me at the school and they had no buttons on their skirts and their hems were hanging out and they had safety pins up the front of their shirts.
Yeah.
And I would corner, come here. Why do you have safety pins on your shirts when you can put a button on them? Well, I don't know how to sew, Miss Mathis. I said, well, guess what? I'm going to teach you how to sew. So that was part of my I Am Charmed program. I bought a whole bag full of buttons like this. I bought thread and needles and thimbles and the threader to go inside the needle because it's hard to put that thread through that little hole.
Yes,
so I taught them all how to sew because I was tired of seeing these beautiful black girls looking out of sorts. You don't have to look like this. Right. And honestly, this is a true, James. A lot of them, and I understand families that have financial issues, but cleanliness is not expensive. Because I would tell them, instead of coming to school with a dirty shirt on, take your shirt off. If you only have one blouse,
come on, you sound like my mama.
Wash it in the sink with a bar of soap and hang it up so it'll dry so you'll have a fresh, clean blouse every single day. That is what I worked with these girls doing. Wow. And it's so funny because some of the girls, you know how girls are when they're like in the fifth grade, they try and start and smell themselves. Right. And so some of them were, being catty and sarcastic, being rebellious. But there was one little girl who really gave me a hard time, really hard time. And about maybe 5 years ago, I was in the Dollar Tree where I bought my little hats. Yeah. And her father was in the Dollar Tree, and he saw me and he called my name, Miss Mathis. And I turned around, I was like, who knows me in here, the dollar store? And he came over to me, he said, you remember me? I said, I remember your face, but I don't remember your name. He said, I'm Mr. Mapps. He said, I'm Mariah Mapps' father. Wow. And he said, Miss Mathis, I just want to thank you for what you did for Mariah. I said, well, Mr. Mathis, Mariah gave me a hard time. It was her little sister that wanted to be a part of the program, but she wasn't in the right grade. She was only like in the 2nd grade. Right. And so she couldn't be in the program, but she stayed after school with her sister. So he said, this is why I'm saying this. He said he was gathering up some shirts. He said, I got to take these shirts to the cleaners. I got to have some buttons sewn on it. She said, Dad, you don't need to take those shirts to the cleaners to get no buttons put on. I'll sew them on. He said, you know how to sew. She said, you forget Miss Mathis. He said, oh, you did learn something from Miss Mathis. As hard a time as you gave her. She said, yeah, Dad. She said, Miss Mathis was really, really cool and really taught us a lot of stuff. That meant more to me than anything in the world. That this young lady that gave me so many days of, aggravation, she really remembered and respected what I tried to do for them. Yes, that's better than anything else.
And you and I love it. I love it that each one should teach at least one. Each one should teach. But nowadays, if you have any gift that you can share, you can go right on your social media
and find
and
out
share
what
with
to do.
thousands. So
Absolutely.
social media isn't just made to say how good you are. Social media can also be a teaching tool to help pull your people up.
Yes,
So, I mean, this is the beauty of it.
Yes,
And I see these little kids now, and they geniuses. Like
Oh, my God, the things that
laptops
they
and
can
computers. Before we
do,
came in, so
that
I
baby
think the
back
boy was about
then,
6 years
that's
old and
right.
killing his iPad, flipping. I said, "What you?" Diane, I said, "What you on?" I'm on my iPad.
Yeah, because I said
Excuse me,
computer.
and
but-
just as proper.
Yes, very
That's Miss
articulate.
Cunningham's grandson. in the front room.
Articulate. I love that.
You know,
I love
and
that.
It's so much you can do and share.
Absolutely.
But nowadays, if say for example, if we show them how to sew on the button, let me film that for you and put it on Facebook or social and Instagram.
Because people don't do that. You know what people do now? Rather than even wash something, they throw it in the basement and go buy something new.
Yeah, and the basement is full of clothes.
Yeah, that's crazy because I remember initially when I was growing up, I didn't come from a financially big
most of
family.
us
My
don't.
dad worked at General Motors. He
Well, that was a big deal.
Well, yeah, back in the day.
you
yeah.
were queen of the crop.
Absolutely, absolutely. But my biological mother, she was a housekeeper. She cleaned houses in Grosse Pointe. And so I came from humble beginnings.
Yes.
But I learned cleanliness because I remember seeing my mother on the floor, polishing the floor with her on her knees. Our floors look like glass. You can see your face in the floor because she was a meticulously clean person. And so I grew up that. And then when my stepmother came along, it grew even bigger because she made me get up every single day. I had to make up my bed before I leave to go to school. I had to, on Saturdays, it was clean everything. Move your bed out from the wall, vacuum around the baseboards, had to clean the slats in the blinds in my bedroom, and polish the silver in the dining room.
Well, listen, they say cleanliness is next to godliness.
That's
so you
right.
Guys
That's-
already know.
that's
and
it.
sometimes you can change your whole attitude by cleaning out the corner of your room. At least I could.
That's right. Absolutely.
I go fold all that stuff up and put it away
Absolutely.
neatly. It makes
And
you
then
feel better.
it makes you feel better.
But Diane, I know I don't have much time. If I got like 10 minutes left, and so
Wow, time flies.
I want to bring you into your most recent recognition award, and let's talk about that for a minute.
Well, I am so honored and so blessed to say that as of September the 24th, I will be inducted in the R&B National Hall of Fame with the girls that I sang with when I was 14 years old, the Debonaires.
Debonaires.
And I am so
Wow,
grateful
amazing.
to Lamont Robinson and David Washington because
Yes.
this is their baby. And Lamont was a basketball player from the Harlem Globetrotters.
Right.
And David Washington is a guest host on Unsung.
Right.
And so I am just so honored that they chose. People had to vote. We were nominated by Carla Cook, which is Sam Cooke's daughter.
Yes, yes.
And
I've met Carla before.
Carla's a beautiful young lady.
Yes,
and so she nominated us, and people voted. And so we're being inducted, and we are actually planning to sing the songs that we had out when we were teenagers.
Okay, so she's gonna let me know that, so I might have it on live.
You gotta-
everything.
you gotta come,
If I
James.
bring the big cameras out for her. You know?
There's so many people that are being inducted. New Edition is being inducted.
Wow.
What's that guy that produced Janet Jackson? Not the brothers. It's the I can't. My mind is.
It's hitting me too, but
5,000 miles
I can't bring it
but
in.
he's one of the biggest hip hop producers. And
Yeah.
he's being inducted,
Wow.
and Dee Warwick, Dionne Warwick's sister, is being
Wow.
inducted. So it's a lot of
You
iconic
among
people.
great company.
Yes, we are among great.
We are
And the
among great,
greatest thing about this is that Elsie Baker, Joyce Benson, and Dorothy Garland, we are friends still.
Still today.
We do things together. In fact, tomorrow, I'm going over to Dorothy's house because she's barbecuing, and me and Elsie are going to go. But Joyce lives in California.
Yeah.
But I talk to her all the time, and I just talked to her sister Pam the other day.
Wow.
So we keep in touch with each other.
And that's the Debonaires,
And
still
that's
at
a
it. So they got-
65 some year friendship.
Oh my God.
That's how long that's
And,
been.
and look at her. So a lot of y'all don't know, I'm not bringing out any woman's age on TV.
I'm not ashamed to tell my age.
But I'm just saying, they say black don't crack and all that as a cliche. But look at Dan.
That's what they say.
Look at Dan Mathis. And she ain't playing off of here. We're not playing off of here.
That's what we say.
You know, it's just a blessing.
It is.
You know,
it really truly is. It's a blessing.
When I was thinking of, and if you guys, and they say I'm all over the place, but I'm really not. You know, I love God first. I put Him first in everything. That's my ministry. You know,
Absolutely.
but I'm not afraid to come out here and touch people. You know, we shake hands. And if you're in the gutter, let me know. As long as you ain't trying to get me dirty, I might jump down there with you, and come on and
help
do something.
Pull you up.
And help pull you up. But you know, be the light, share the light, see the light.
You're right, Jen.
Be the light, share the light, see the light.
Being on social media, when I post things on social media, I post things of possibilities. I post things of positivity. I encourage all of the people that are doing things. I celebrate with them. Because, like I said, my calendar, Women of Divine Appointment, I believe that's something that I'm supposed to do, elevate my sisterhood.
Right,
I'm
absolutely.
supposed to uplift, because if we don't uplift each other,
we have to uplift
fall.
each other in every way. And I'm speaking success to you out there that's watching the show. This isn't just about me bringing on successful people.
Right,
because
right.
I don't know if a person has $1 or $1 million in their pocket, but when I see them walking in that positive vein, when I say the right side of the road, walking into your destiny that God has laid out for you, because you got one. You may not know it, but you have one. Even when you're down,
preordained.
Listen,
I
pick it.
believe that.
Let's pick people up and set
That's
them back
right.
on the path
That's
through their
right.
destiny. It ain't gotta be my destiny.
No.
If I can help you get along to your destiny a little bit, my destiny is assured.
Absolutely.
Because love is the key.
That's it. That is absolutely
Love is the key. You know, and I still that's what's Tina Turner, you know, to the great Tina Turner. You know, what's love got to do with it?
It has everything to do
Absolutely everything. And
Absolutely.
that's the beauty of this that we're doing right now.
Love is a healer.
And when you meet people, you have the opportunity to establish loving relationships.
That's right.
You know, if I may not have seen Diane in a year. And it just hit me, boom, call Diane. And then I'll call her, Diane, what's going on over there? And we'll just click right in.
Absolutely.
And keep going. And we've been talking about doing something together. I don't have much time, but I put this out. You guys know I got a couple of movies I owe y'all. And the nail shop, as you see, is about wrapping up. And you'll be coming to that premiere.
Oh, I can't
We'll
wait
let you
to
know
see
about
it.
that. But we got a couple others that's in the chamber. In our team, wow, Jigsaw, the Coney movie is popping. I know he got another one coming out. Janaea Black is doing great things. Hatari Jumbi still on my block. Still is out there moving.
Okay.
So we're getting things accomplished. And Detroit is a new Hollywood. You know, because when I go to Hollywood, it's no different. I'm dealing with people in Hollywood and Detroit.
Absolutely.
When I go down to see the Browns now, I might go there and see them acting. But hey, Isaac, come on here and act with me. Jamal Woodard, Cocoa from Tyler Perry's camp. I mean, I can go on. And we're doing this without movie incentives. So I know it's nothing but the grace of God calling for His time. You know, it's time to be great, and you can shine. But shine, like I say, put God first, and don't be ashamed to shine.
That's right.
Stand up and shine.
Because God wants
look at
you
her
to
hat.
shine. That's what He gave you a life to do what He ordained you to do. And if you don't fulfill your destiny, it's because you did not follow God's plan.
And you know, I think that's the biggest sin. It's not that you've been up and down the sideways. It's that you have to get up, stand up to get up. I see Mr. Tyler giving me signals on the side. You should see I have to go through this. No, he gives me airplane signals and stuff. But you know, I love Henry Tyler and RJ and the whole cast here, Timmy Tim, all our producers and directors and team, you know. So it takes team, and we putting teams together, you know, and I'm glad to be on Diane Mathis' team. And I consider us a team for life, because
Thank you,
if I can do nothing else but support you,
I appreciate
come to your events,
I appreciate
and clap
that.
loud.
I really appreciate
I'll
that.
be the guy stand up, shout, hey Diane, you know, that we can do that, that we can do that. But we're opening up platforms right now through the grace of God that's going to be big enough I'm thinking oceans.
All right.
Because in oceans, there's enough room for all the fish.
That's right.
The minnows and the whales.
Absolutely.
And for you, too. So if you got it in, you remember, Metro Youth Day, July the 12th, we'll be there live with the cameras. It's a big deal for Detroit and for the world, to see how we really act here. Hey, you guys, you've been watching United Gospel Explosion TV. My co-host today, Miss Diane Mathis. Super award winner. And it's not even over. When she does induction in the Hall of Fame, hopefully she'll call me and I'll come out and keep you guys posted on that too. Look, you guys stay tuned. Remember, stand up, look up, and get up. Peace. We'll see you next week.
Gospel explosion, united. Gospel explosion. TV!
See, I'm a gangster of God and I'm spreading the word. Truth be told, that's right, truth be heard. No matter what your gift is, it's made to see. So give it up for victory. United Gospel Explosion.